Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Nonstop Talking with your girl here, Vivian Liu. I can't believe that it's almost July. I feel like with stay-at-home orders, the day goes by so slow, but the months are just flying by that it's already halfway into 2020, and I didn't even realize until I started seeing people post their mid-year book freakout tag that I was like, oh, it's time for that now. So today I'm coming with my mid-year book freakout tag answers. This is one of my favorite tags, so I'm like really excited to do it, but at the same time my face is a little bit swollen. I have inflamed gums right now, so like one cheek is a little bit bigger than the other cheek, but they're both a little big. And then I don't know why, like I have itchy bumps, and I think they're like bug bites. I think so I'm not coming in like the best condition, but it's okay. 2020 hopefully will get better. So number one is the best book you've read so far in 2020. I need to think about this because there isn't like any standout titles right now. I feel like with 2020, especially like these past few months, it's been more like meh and disappointing reads for me. So let me look at my list first. Looking back, there was definitely a book that made me sad in a beautiful way, and I gave it a 5 out of 5, and it's Broken by Nicola Hacken. This is a male-male romance between a CEO of a publishing company and like the new intern employee. They meet at a bar, have hot restroom sex, and then the CEO can't like get this guy out of his head, and obviously they like encounter each other at work. This was just so precious because the mental health representation in this like touched me in a way and made me really emotional, and I was just like crying at the end, and I think it did a really good job in that sense. In addition, I really like the main character, the main couple, and the side characters. It was all terrifically written. I do like highly recommend this since I gave it a 5 out of 5, but at the same time, like, please read the trigger warnings beforehand. I'm sorry if you hear like someone mowing the lawn in the background. That's happening. Like I said, this video is not coming to you in the best condition. But the second question is best sequel you've read so far. I have a few answers for this. I was reading a lot of like book series this year, I think, and I'm gonna narrow it down to 2. My first answer is a manga written by Sato Inoue, and it's 10 Dance. And the volume that I'm gonna focus on in particular is volume 5, the newest volume that I read. I think right now volume 5 is like the best installment. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. It's a manga about 2 professional ballroom dancers. One is Latin focus, one is standard focus, and just like the chemistry, the passion, the dancing, it's so like it's beyond intense, and I just don't know why, like, or how, but the art is just so like eye-catching, and it just really draws you in. The characters, the story, like it's just getting better and better from here. And the ending of the 5th volume, like I was like, oh my god, I need the 6th volume now. My second answer is that this year I actually completed the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series by Rick Riordan, and in particular the 5th and final book, The Last Olympian, was such a solid conclusion. I gave it a 5 out of 5. The series was so good from beginning to end, and it just really wowed me. I thought the humor, the journey, the adventure, great. And I'm really excited that Disney is going to create a live action of this, and hopefully it does the books way better justice than the previous one. Number 3 is new release you haven't read yet but want to. So The Dare by Elle Kennedy just arrived at my doorstep a few days ago, and I have been working overtime at work, so I just haven't found the time and energy to pick it up, but I'll get to it soon because I'm super excited. Supposedly it's the final book in the Briar U series, which is a spin-off of the Off-Campus series, which are just these fantastic like new adult romance stories revolving around the sport hockey, and they're just really awesome. And Elle Kennedy is an amazing romance author. Highly recommend you check out both series. Number 4 is most anticipated release for the second half of 2020. I am a huge Daniel Sloss fan, and he is releasing a book later this year. According to Amazon, it's coming out November 3rd, and I've already pre-ordered it, and the title is a little long, but it's called Everyone You Hate Is Going to Die, and Other Comforting Thoughts on Family, Friends, Sex, Love, and More Things That Will Ruin Your Life. I have no idea what it's about. I don't need to know what it's about. I'm buying it and I'm looking forward to reading it. Hopefully like there'll be like an audiobook, because I really like it when like comedians narrate their own stories. It's always a load of fun, and yeah, really looking forward to that. Number 5 is biggest disappointment, and boy do I have a lot of disappointments this year. I don't know why. I just picked up a lot of books that were not vibing with me, but one that really stands out because it was on my TBR for a while, and I really like this graphic novel artist's previous stuff, and like honestly his American Born Chinese, like that, like it was such a pleasant surprise, and what a gem. But this year I picked up his duology set, Boxers and Saints, and it just, nothing worked with me. I didn't like the magical aspect, the mythical aspect, the historical aspect, and I disliked every single character. And it's really hard for me to like a story when there's no one for me to root for. Like legitly, I just thought everyone sucked. I gave the first volume, Boxers, a 2 out of 5, and I will admit that the second volume is a bit better, and that's why I gave it a 3 out of 5. But mostly like just I felt bored, confused, and a little angry. And I hope like in the future, if I do like decide to pick up more Jean Luen Yang's stuff, that it will give me the same like happy, joyous feelings of being seen like American Born Chinese. But Boxers and Saints just, it didn't work for me. Number 6 is Biggest Surprise, and Mooncakes, written by Suzanne Walker and illustrated by Wendy Xu, really just stole my heart. It's super cute and really diverse, and it's just this adorable story about a teen witch and like her reuniting with her wolf friend. The art and coloring is fantastic. The story was really lovely, and I just really loved like the magic in this, and I could totally like see myself wearing what the main character wears. Like I feel like we're very like similar fashion wise, and I really like randomly I really like that. And I ended up giving this graphic novel a 4 out of 5. Number 7 is favorite new author, and this year I read Emma Lord's debut novel Tweet Cute and loved it. It was so cute. I gave it a 4 out of 5, and it's just this adorable story between two high school teens. It's this rom-com. We have Pepper, and then we have Jack. Pepper's family owns Big League's Burger, and Jack's family owns this neighborhood deli, and the two of them attend the same high school and are secretly like enemies-ish. And they also secretly run their respective families' Twitter account and are engaging in this Twitter war. And the story is just, it's so much fun. It really is. And I really enjoyed reading it, and I think the cover and the color is just totally like my aesthetics. I wasn't in love with the ending, but I am looking forward to what this author will write next, because this was a really just great debut novel. Number 8 is newest fictional crush, and I don't know, I feel like I'm at an age where like I don't do fictional crushes anymore, or maybe it's just the fact that, like I said, I had more duds this year reading wise. But yeah, I have no answer to this question whatsoever. Number 9 is newest favorite character. I wouldn't say she's new and I wouldn't say she's a favorite, but this year I decided to finish the Archie Sheridan and Gretchen Lowe book series written by Chelsea Kane, and I just wanted to give it a quick shout out. So this series is about the intelligent and elusive female serial killer Gretchen Lowe, who's nicknamed the Beauty Killer because of how gorgeous she is. And then we have Detective Archie Sheridan, and pretty much in the first book, Heartsick, we meet the characters, and in that the main thing that happens is that Gretchen Lowe kind of kidnaps Archie and tortures him and then lets him go, and the story just kind of is Archie remembering from the past and then going on to the future. Gretchen Lowe is just such an interesting character, and I just think there's something about like maybe just female serial killers or serial killers in general, especially right now with all these like Netflix things going on. But yeah, like there's just something about that that's like very like attention grabbing. And yeah, I really like Gretchen Lowe and all like the mischief that she gets involved in, and just the dynamic and relationship she has with Archie is what makes this series. So if you're interested in that, give it a try. Number 10 is book that made you cry. Obviously, Broken by Nicola Hacken made me cry, but we're not out here repeating answers. So something else that made me cry. Oh yeah, I read I Want to Eat Your Pancreas by Yoru Sumino this year, and that I read the manga, and that manga definitely made me cry. In essence, it's about the encounter between these two high school classmates. One is this shy and invisible boy, and then the other is this terminally ill girl. And no one knows that she's sick, but he accidentally stumbles upon this secret and like promises to keep it a secret. And this manga was literally the best example of life is not fair. Life is just not fair. And there's this particularly gut-wrenching scene with the boy. It just like twisted at my heart, and I love the art, and I even love the little like gimmick of like not knowing the boy's name until later on. I ended up giving this a 4.5 out of 5. I will say that there were parts where I felt like this thing could have been a little bit longer and more developed, but it did come from a light novel. I think the light novel was first, so if I ever wanted to, I could read the light novel. And then there's the anime as well, so you can all decide which format you want to give a try. Next, number 11 is book that made you happy. This year I reread the children's book series titled Star Wars, Darth Vader and Kids, which is written and illustrated by Jeffrey Brown. This like is so cute and so funny. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. Pretty much it's set in this alternate universe, I suppose, where it tackles the question, what happens if Darth Vader took on his father responsibilities? And Jeffrey Brown is just such like a hilarious person, and my favorite in this like I guess picture book series is definitely Darth Vader and Son. Number 12 is favorite book to movie adaptation you saw this year. I honestly don't think I've seen that many movies this year, and I don't think I've seen a lot of like book to movie adaptations, especially because we can't go to the movie theaters. I mean, Netflix added back Clueless, and that's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I definitely rewatched it. And supposedly, I'm not sure if this is true, but it feels like it's true. I think it's a contemporary take on Emma by Jane Austen. And yeah, it's like, Clueless is a classic in itself, and Emma is one of my favorite Jane Austen novels. And this time rewatching Clueless, I gave it a 5 out of 5. Like, it can do no wrong. I just love it. Number 13 is favorite review you've written this year or favorite video you filmed this year. This year, I really enjoyed filming my like Chinese dramas and stuff review. One of my favorite was definitely Untamed. As for written review, I don't know if I have a favorite review that I've written this year, but the one that I wrote this year that's like doing the best is my review for the J-drama Course to Do, and I will also link that down below if you're interested. Number 14 is most beautiful book you've bought this year. Honestly, I haven't been buying a lot of books this year. I think I haven't been perusing the bookstores, and then with like online shopping, I just feel like, oh, I shouldn't get sucked into it and like buy too much stuff. Like, I should be smarter with my money, especially what is going on in the world. So I've been trying to curb my online shopping, and obviously I haven't been shopping in person. So yeah, I haven't been buying as many books as I have in previous years. So there isn't a book that I'm thinking like, oh, that's such a beautiful cover. But from Kayla's booktube channel, Books and Lala, she did like introduce me to the, is it Penguin Pantone like classics set, and I just think they're really pretty. Like the spines, not the covers, the spines are just really pretty, and I love like the colors, and I just love looking at them together like that. I just think they're so pretty. And so I've just been like slowly buying a few of the volumes. I like have 5 of the 10 right now, and I just really like looking at them. Like, it's a rainbow. Number 15, and the last question for today, is what books do you need to read by the end of this year? There are so many that I will probably just skip this question, and maybe in the future I will film like a physical TBR video. I don't know. We will see about that. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you did this book tag recently and what are your answers. By the way, with all that is happening in the US, like, honestly, you would think the police would just calm down. And I just hope that like everyone like stays educated. I know that it's hard like taking in all of this news, and I know that like fake news is so much more easily accessible, but just stay woke, stay educated, and know what is going on. Yeah, my camera just cut me off right there. But like I said, Black lives still matter, and honestly I think we need to move forward with defunding the police. Like, seriously, like the stuff that is just going on, the atrocities. But outro time. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in my next video, whenever that is. Bye. Fictional